Hello everyone, I hope that you are all doing well. So we are going to go ahead and do the second book of the Alaska series, which is Alaska's Three Bears. This one is also written by Shelly Gill and is illustrated by Shannon Cartwright. I have never actually read this book before. I've heard about it and I've seen the cover, so I know what it is, but I have actually never read it. So we are going to go on this adventure together. Let's get to it. Alaska's Three Bears by Shelly Gill, illustrated by Shannon Cartwright. Once upon a time there were three bears, a big white bear, a medium-sized brown bear, and a small black bear. At the first sign of spring, the bears began to wander across the great land known as Alaska. One by one they came to a vast empty delta, and it was there that they each met each other for the first time. The big white bear was tired because he had traveled the farthest. With spring almost over, he decided it was time to head back home. He just grunted when the brown bear asked to go along. The small black bear tagged behind, skipping sometimes to catch up. One day, after crossing miles of bald hills, they came to a place where the land met a frozen sea. The snow crunched as they followed a twisted path through mountains and mountains of ice. The sky was icy fresh, and it seemed to dip and disappear until it landed in the white glare of ocean. The big white bear, the medium-sized brown bear, and the small black bear saw lots of tiny tracks in the snow. "Look, an Arctic fox," said the brown bear. They heard a plop and a splash from a nearby hole in the ice. "A ringed seal," whispered the big white bear. Then everything was still. The small black bear sniffed the air and shivered. "Ooh, this place is too cold," he said. The medium brown bear growled. "This place is too lonely." But the big white bear climbed to the top of a high ridge and stretched his long neck. His black eyes sparkled as he scooped a mouthful of snow with his dark tongue. Then he walked pigeon-toed down the slippery surface, using his short, sharp claws. In the stillness, the polar bear looked like he was made of ice and carved by Arctic wind. His hollow, cream-colored hair kept him warm and helped him blend into the ice-covered land, so he could hunt the ringed seals. He turned to his friends and said, "This place is just right." Then he dove into the frigid water. The small black bear just sniffed as they left the polar bear's home. The brown bear grumbled, "Oh, who could live here? Not me, no. I don't like ice, I don't like snow. I don't even like fishing at 40 below." So the two headed south. They crossed tall blue mountains covered with moss and wildflowers. After many miles they came to a big river. Its sharp banks dropped to the silty water. The two bears wandered through a tangle of willows until they came to a stream. The small black bear gulped a drink and scrambled across. But the medium-sized brown bear stopped when he saw a flick of red in the water. A salmon thrashed his tail, kicking up gravel as he swam upstream. The gentle wind ruffled along the hump of the gold-tipped hair of the grizzly's back. The bear turned and saw his own tracks, huge and swirled with wrinkles. Suddenly, he lunged at another salmon, trying to pin the fish down with his big paw. His claws, long and curved, were as perfect for fishing as they were for digging the roots he loved to nibble in the spring. The small black bear groaned. "The ground is too hard here. This place is not home. There are no berries, no forests to roam." But the grizzly heard a raven calling and saw a caribou prance by on the other side of the stream. There were ground squirrels to chase and roots to dig. "Oh, this place is just right," he told the small black bear, and he started upstream, following the salmon. His last friend was gone, and he was still a long way from home. He wandered through the summer, lonely and sad, until he came to the edge of a deep forest. In the cool autumn shade, he stopped at a stump to dig for bugs with his curved, narrow claws. The wood was the color of a shadow, dark gray and blue. It matched his glossy fur, and it made him feel better to know that he could hide in the forest and be safe. The black bear climbed a nearby tree. He heard the friendly chatter of the magpies and smelled the spruce trees. He saw a bull moose and a red fox. He liked the soft moss at the foot of his tree, and the way the light swam through the tall branches. As he scrambled down, he spotted a clearing where the ground was dappled in red and blue. Berries grew so thick his mouth watered. The smallest of Alaska's bears ran to pick the blueberries, cranberries, and a currant or two. He nibbled and gobbled and gulped. Suddenly, it was all familiar, like a dream he had dreamed before. "This place is just right," he said. Now, each spring when the light lingers in the sky, when the geese fly north and the flowers bloom, the three bears come out to wander. They cross mountains or sail an iceberg out to sea, but no matter how far Alaska's bears roam, they can always find their way back home. Alright everyone, that's going to do it for this book. I hope that you all enjoyed it. This was actually a pretty good book, considering that I have never read it before. If you like what I do, consider subscribing to the channel. If you like this video, go ahead and like it or comment on it. Be sure and share it with your friends. And I will see you all next time for the part 3 of Alaska series. Thank you, and God bless.